Hey guys, welcome back. That was a little bit of an issue there. Something happened to cut my stream off, and I don't know why. So, we're just getting back here. Since we'll be starting it again, welcome in. If you haven't already, make sure you have your hydration, you have your sacrifices, as well as have gotten rest, and I hope you're doing well today. If you guys are interested, check out my sponsor, Short Bus Syndicate. Type in !SBS in chat while I'm live, or go to my Twitch and type it there while I'm live as well. Or, I believe you could just check it. I think I have it listed on one of my things somewhere. Otherwise, pop in while I'm live and type that in. It'll pop over the Discord link as well as a short description about them. They offer a wide variety of game servers to play on. As long as you're part of the community, you can play for free. So let's get back into this. We kind of got interrupted. That's fine though. I want to finish this chapter. So, yeah. Let's see. Wait, isn't this place like a national park, I asked? Why are they logging here? You'd think they'd leave the old forest on the continent, the beating heart of it alone, wouldn't you? She looked at me with a grim expression. Wood is money, you know, she continued. Lots and lots of money. And there's enough wood here for some to justify illegally logging and the slaughter of the forest. Suddenly a feeling rushed over me. I was burning. I was cold. I was burning. I couldn't see the forest from here, but suddenly I felt very aware of its presence. I also felt something else deep in my stomach spreading through my veins. Anger. Like a wave of heat coming from the heart of the dark, ancient forest. A word appeared in my mind, a strange one that was neither Polish nor English. Kalgira. Lisa looked at me in the eyes and spat on the ground. I'd eat those greedy bastards alive. I noticed Kim watching me. I felt like I was being watched and I looked up. I saw Kim observing me with a curious expression. We haven't been properly introduced, they said in a soft voice. What did they want? They were hiding something. That one. I looked at them and realized they were much more than they first seemed. Under their colorful attire lurked something else, something primal. Why are you looking at me like that, I asked. I know you have strange dreams, they whispered. I suspect the forest is reaching out to you. They leaned closer to me. It runs in your blood. The words were like a punch to the gut. Trust me, I know. I didn't want to hear it. Who was I? Technical difficulties occur. Yes, they do. I will have to copy and paste the tags onto this one later, because I just wanted to get it back up and going. Bullshit, I whispered back through clenched teeth. You know how stories work, they said, looking me in the eyes. You'll figure it out. Suddenly, I felt confident. I felt a sudden surge of confidence. Progression goal, mystery. I wasn't making that up. There was something strange in my family history. And there were people who knew what was going on. Before I could ask more, Bartek approached and Kim shook her head, silencing me. Meet us tomorrow at the logging site. They blew me a kiss and put their arm around Lisa and walked away. We decided to leave as well. Alright, we got one more. Lost Hopes, Strange Dreams. Kept looking over my shoulder, but no one was following us. I want to show you the most picturesque spot in the village, said Bartek, and then he hesitated. Maybe that's not the right word, he said, frowning. Well, it's not like it's that beautiful. It has, you know, an atmosphere, a climate. Did he mean cool? Ambience? Ambience. Ambiance, I suggested? Ambiance, Bartek smiled, visibly relieved. I meant ambiance. We ended up on some abandoned tracks. We soon left the village behind and ended up on some abandoned railroad tracks. The perfect place to meet a serial killer, I grumbled, looking at the overgrown tracks disappearing among the trees. But with the slow, winding river a stone's throw away, and the long, drooping branches of the old trees shading the unused railway, that place really was picturesque. The bees buzzed around us, the birds sang like there was no tomorrow, and the fragrance of herbs hung thick in the air. My head was spinning. I was bursting with energy. I remembered a song. Why was the track abandoned? Song! As soon as we were walking and enjoying the sun, a half-forgotten song came back to me. I must have heard it as a child and it stuck with me. I didn't understand the words, but the melody seemed fitting for the occasion. I started humming it. As I walked, I started humming and working on it until the melody felt right. Bartek just laughed. Trust me, it's better that I don't sing. When we entered the dense copse, we noticed a woman standing among the trees. It was Lisa. Hello, Bartek, she said. How did she get there? How did she get here so fast? I couldn't help but ask. There are shortcuts. She didn't elaborate. Hello, Elisaveta Danilovna, answered Bartek. I could hear something in his voice. Was it fear? Respect? Anger? I couldn't place it. Oh, excuse me. She smiled. Do you mind if I join you? She asked. Yes, I did mind. I noticed Bartek getting tense. Sure, I didn't mind. Sure, I smiled. I was about to forage for some plants in that direction. She looked at the basket she was holding in her hand. We walked the narrow path. The path was too narrow for all of us to walk together, so at some point I found myself walking with Lisa. She would squat from time to time to collect some herbs. So you're looking for your roots, she said after a while. Why? I needed to know the whole story. There's a story here, and I need to hear it, I answered, honestly. Sit down with me. She nestled among the roots of an old tree, reached into her basket, and took out a blunt. Let's have a smoke, and I'll tell you a story. She noticed when I hesitated. You need to hear it. I'm gonna take the blunt. Tangled roots. Lisa let out a cloud of smoke and started talking. From what I learned from Bartek's grandma, you're asking the wrong questions about the wrong people. I decided to cut to the chase. Why shouldn't I be asking about my family? Her voice was so soothing. I want to know why I shouldn't be asking about my family. I was asking about my family, I pointed out. But not the right branch of the family, she said. Your grandfather wasn't from this village. This is a tainted land, girl, she continued. So much blood was spilt that Puska almost lost her mind. Was one of the words for the forest. Polish had lots of those, but she used it in a weird way. Why do you call the forest... I can't say. Isn't lost the right word? I call her Puska because it's her proper name. She huffed. Las is to Puska that dog is to a wolf. Domesticated, enslaved, used. Puska, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, and I hope that no one is offended by it. It's the primeval forest, one untouched by humans. Primal, strong, and feared. There was admiration in her voice, and I realized that the word sounded like the rustle of leaves, like the wind. Pushka. I was right. I was fucking saying it right. Nice. As I was telling you, Pushka almost lost her went mad. And it's not wise to wake those spirits, especially not now. What spirits? You mean the dead? I asked. She looked at me with those uncanny eyes. Her gaze was almost unbearable, hard with anger, smoldering. Somewhere deep within it, ready to jump at my throat, and then suddenly something changed. Lisa sighed heavily. You have no idea, do you? About what? What do you mean? I asked. So you have no idea who you are, she stated. Nobody told you what it was like here during the war after it. Her eyes lost focus as though she was looking at something only she could see. In 1939, when the war broke out, first came the Germans, and then the Russians. You know, they actually worked together. Stalin never forgot that he was beaten by the Poles in 1920. She shot me a glance. I was bored, or I nodded politely. I was bored. I don't really care, I admitted. The only thing you need to know is that some Polish soldiers hid in the Pushka after the war. They started as guerrilla fighters against the Russian occupation and ended up as desperate bandits. She wrapped it up. My great-grandparents were from here, she sighed. After the war, there were some changes, and my whole family was sent to Siberia to die. My grandmother was the only one who survived. She met a Buryat shaman, and here I am. But your story is tangled with all of this. She looked straight at me. Have you ever wondered what your grandfather did during the war? Then the weed hit me. And of course, that was the moment when the weed finally hit. That stuff was powerful. And for a moment, I wondered if she hadn't spiked it. I tried to stand up, but a flux of smells and sounds and visions hit me like a wave. And suddenly, I was somewhere else. Inspiring. We are sitting around the fire, deep in the Prushka. We've discussed, and the decision was reached. Tomorrow, we're going to burn a village. I reach for my guitar. I tell stories of better times. I reach for my guitar. I'm playing on a battered guitar, singing old songs. The others sing with me. The last quiet moments before the storm. In the darkness, among the trees, wolves gather and listen to my voice. And then the vision ends. When I came to my senses, Lisa was still looking at me. I ran it over in my head. If I understood what you're saying, I looked at her, something from my family's past casts a shadow on my future. She shrugged. I've told you everything I know. If you want more, talk to my girlfriend. We'll be at the logging site tomorrow. Yeah, good idea. Progressed goal, mystery. I will, I said. Now I finally knew who and what to ask. There you are, Bartek waved to me. I thought I'd lost you. I said my goodbyes to Lisa and we went back. The bison statues were watching me with their creepy painted eyes as though they knew me. We called it a day and went back. The first evening. The B&B was quaint. I waved Bartek goodbye, took a deep breath, and went inside. Anya was sitting on her bed drinking tea. So, what did you see? She asked. I went to the town, you know, I said. I wanted to meet the people here first. I made a quick mental inventory of everything that had happened that day. They were cutting down the forest. I remember the scene at the shop. I mentioned the graveyard. I told her what happened when I talked to Lisa. Cutting down the forest. I can't believe there's logging here, I shook my head. Isn't the forest on a UNESCO list or something? Yeah, I know. There's an international protest going on, Anya said, excited. I was there all day. You can come with me tomorrow if you want. Next in the graveyard. There are people vandalizing one specific grave in the old village graveyard. Specific grave? Someone from your family lies there? She apparently connected the dots. Yeah, I wonder what happened. I remember the scene at the shop. There are also many activists here because of the illegal logging, and the locals don't like foreigners at all. I got into a fight with some bastards who picked on this non-binary activist. It was you? Anya got excited. I went to see the protest today, and we heard that there was some kind of trouble in the village. I don't feel like talking. I don't want to tell her about Lisa. You know what? I'm seriously tired. Let's call it a day, shall we? Soon we were both in our beds, ready to sleep. I was tired, sure, but also excited. And excitement isn't the best for sleep. I lay there for a while, thinking about everything that had happened, and that might happen next. The wind from the open window lapped over my skin as I watched the silver rectangle painted on the wall by the moonlight. When I closed my eyes, I could still see the weird vision I had that day. My roots were here. I could feel them, almost touch them, and they were reaching to me. I felt I wasn't closer to getting my answers. Progressed goal, mystery. I felt that the answers I was looking for were within my reach. I just had to go and see the logging protest, meet the right people, and make them talk. After a long while, all these thoughts became blurry. They slowly started to turn into pictures, sounds, and colors, and I drifted off. A night in the woods. In the big city, old men sit in leather chairs, lazily enjoying their ever-growing wealth. They watch the city on flickering screens. They watch me. I feel the excitement rising deep within my stomach, then throughout my whole body. I am a weapon. I am a cub. I'm a weapon. I am a razor-sharp knife. I am a sword. I am a gun waiting to be fired. I am asleep for now, but soon someone will use me, and I can't wait. I feel a pull. And I surrender to it. I am pointed towards a clearing. There are piles of fresh corpses of people who died too young, skinned and mutilated. Their loved ones stand around them, grieving, unable to do anything, waiting, and suddenly, they're just trees and tree trunks. I roar, I howl, I look around. I howl. And I look at the moon, and I howl. The trees are dead, and I'm the only one left to sing their story. There is a stench in the air like meat rotting in acid, but somehow worse. I see the monsters are angry. Their mandibles are whirling chainsaws. Their long metal arms are wrapped in black pipes that look like glistening intestines. Their smell is vile. They wait, unmoving. I charge at them. I turn to the forest for answers. I pay my respects to the dead. I'm going to turn to the forest for answers. The dead don't hold answers, and neither do the machines. I walk between the trees, trying to hear their wisdom. They whisper to me, telling me to look at the sky. There, between the stars, two shapes circle each other, an old, sad wolf with gray hair and a white weasel. They keep their eyes on one another as they continue their dance, suspicious but not hostile. We need to fight the enemy, the awful rotting stench. I know that much. But how can we do that when we don't trust each other? They stop. They look at me and the clearing. I sing to them. I jump towards them. I want to be with them in the sky. I try to jump, but suddenly my legs feel weak. They descend to the opposite side of the clearing. One by one, other shadows join them. I stand in the middle of it all. For some context, this forest is apparently one of the last old-growth forests in Europe. Oh, that's pretty cool! Okay. Alright, so we have finished Chapter 1. We're going to wait to start Chapter 2 until next weekend, because I need to get some sleep. If we hadn't had the issues that we had with the first stream ending abruptly, I would have had this on that one too. But thank you all for hanging out. Thank you guys for checking out this game with me. I think we will definitely be continuing with this. This is really interesting. I know it's not a game like I would normally play, where it's like action-y and kind of moving around doing stuff. I'm actually reading a story to you guys, and I hope I'm doing a good job. Until next time, be sure to check out my socials. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch. Come visit, say hi, check us out. Don't forget to check out my Discord as well. Pop in there, share your hobbies. If you've made it this far, You've got the first video down. You got this video down. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Don't forget that notification bell so you know when I go live or post an upload. I'll catch you guys later. Stay hydrated. Eat some sacrifices. Take care of yourself physically and mentally, and get some rest when you need it. I love you all. You are wonderful treasures. And I can't wait to enjoy time with you some more on the next video.